Super Bowl IV was the last game before the AFL and NFL merged. It was supposed to be the final display of the NFL's dominance. The Vikings were expected to beat the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns. In the pregame ceremony, a Viking in a balloon lost his way and careened off course. In the first half, the same could be said of the team. At halftime, they trailed 16-0.
We never got our blocking straight in the Super Bowl. So that sounds like I'm blaming the offensive line. I don't think we ever, as a coaching staff, and I don't know how Bud would react to this, but I don't think we were quite as smart as we had to be as a play caller in that game. I did not go to the pass on first down. I can critique it to death.
Well, we really didn't have a sophisticated passing attack. We're ahead in most of our games, and most of our games we didn't have to come back. We didn't have the passing sophistication or the talent to do that. Now, Joe took a tremendous beating in that game trying to do that, but he tried to do it himself, and our passing game was not that good at that point.
In spite of us being behind at the half, nobody was saying anything special in the way of a rah-rah. But on the other hand, we did not make some corrections that we needed to make. And I know I got our offense together and I ripped them pretty good. We came out with a 70-yard drive, and that was us.
The Vikings cut the lead to 9.
Watch a play-action pass, and make sure you keep him in that pocket.
They could not get any closer.
That ball looked like it had helium in it.
You can't float those balls in our league.
That's right. Willie's got it. Yeah. All right, boys. That's it. Yeah.
Taylor hit immediately. Slips the tackle with an open field. The 20, the 15, and he keeps his footing and goes over for the touchdown. And they right there have won this game for Kansas City.
The end was near, but Nutty Joe never went down without a fight.
Drop back was not working, so I did a play pass. I knew Aaron Brown was not going to get blocked unless they made some calls that we weren't making. But I called it anyway because we needed a change.
Kansas City leading 23-7. And Cap being chased by Buchanan. Now Brown fumbles. Minnesota picks it back up again, and Cap is hurt.
Cap had dislocated his shoulder. He was finished, and so were the Vikings.
Here I am with my chance to win the world championship, and I get knocked out. When you get your chance, you got to be ready. You got to be prepared, and we did not get it done.
Somebody says winning isn't everything, but losing sure is nothing. And you lose something like that, man, there's a real nothing feeling.
It's not one of your most memorable moments today, I guess, Coach. What happened?
Well, you saw what happened. We played a fine football team, and I think Kansas City are deserving winners, and certainly you couldn't have a finer team represent professional football as our champion.
You agonize after the game, and what could you have done? What did you do? What you didn't do? You agonize, you replay it, you look at it, and then you put it aside.
To a man, nobody cried. Nobody made excuses. Nobody blamed anybody. It was a team right to the end.
Minnesota's loss in Super Bowl IV marked a stunning end to a remarkable season. But the Vikings were a team on the rise, and many expected their fall from grace to be short.
But I know it's a great disappointment, but we're going to hear a lot more about the Minnesota Vikings in the years to come, I think.
Well, we sure hope so, and maybe we can come back next year or sometime and redeem ourselves a little bit.
After losing Super Bowl IV, Joe Kapp had a contract dispute and never played for the Vikings again. In 1970, he joined the Patriots for one forgettable season and was then out of football. His career and the team's legacy would have been different if they had won Super Bowl IV.
I have spent my life now looking back and make assessments of that question, and I feel that if we'd have won the game, that I could have played for the Vikings another season. And I think our team, the momentum that we had, we would have won another Super Bowl.
In 1972, Fran Tarkenton came back to Minnesota, and the Vikings returned to 3 more Super Bowls. They lost each time.
Oh, I've never gotten over it. None of them. Those were 4 opportunities that we had to prove that we were the best in the world, and we didn't do it. We got beat, and each one of the Super Bowls, we got beat soundly. And you never get over things like that. I mean, it still haunts me every day.
You got to be able to live with losing. That's the hardest thing, to get over it. I mean, you can't let it eat you up. I've never gone back and looked at those Super Bowl games. I don't have a copy of any of them. I mean, I don't. That's not my legacy. I mean, that's what we did, and that's over with. No, it doesn't. It's not something I live with.